Greetings everyone and welcome back to the Apache Halloween YouTube channel, and in this video we're going to be taking a look at something new for once. Finally, something that came out this year and is an in-store item, not online only, not from last year, this year, and that is the Cotton Candy Dan animatronic. He was one of the first animatronics to be released on Spirit's website way back in June, July, however long ago that was. But yeah, Cotton Candy Dan, he's pretty tall, massive. I love the candy bucket or cotton candy bucket. Really makes it look like he's at a carnival. But here's the front of the box. As you can see, it just gives you a brief description of him. Has a big giant picture. His box is massive. It is really tall and seems like it takes up a lot of space, which is going to be quite concerning once Halloween's over. Here's the side of the box. You got the back with his story, as well as all the little features about him, like indoor step pad activated, adapter included. He retailed for a price of $329.99. Here's the other side, last side. But enough of looking at the box, let's check out what's inside. This one is very different from what modern lids are. They usually just have like one flap and it like kind of tabs in on the one side, but this is just two little flaps and then you just tape it at the end of the year or whatever. And then they didn't even know where to slap the Spirit sticker or logo. So they just put it on the one side of the lid. I think they should have just put it on both sides, but that's just me. But it's sealed so you know it's truly new when it's new. Alright, now I got you all up close and personal so you can see everything that comes out of the box. Right here is the instructions as well as the adapter and a box of, I don't know what's in here. Got some pants with the hip loop attached. No padding on the pant though, so we'll see. Got the control module with a bunch of protective styrofoam stuff on it. A lot of plugs. Look at all the plugs on there. But looking at it, you got motion only, off, on, and then speaker control. He's all the way up. Adapter, external speaker jack, no, external trigger jack, foot pad or whatever, and then a speaker jack right there. And look on the side, it says Cotton Candy Dan 4202, whatever that number means. And then here's the man himself, Cotton Candy Dan. Oh no, he's like, he must be like strapped down in here, but here, well, we can look at this later, I guess, but he's in this box. I'll just pull out the box here. Looking inside more, you got a pair of shoes. Big, heavy-duty feeling shoes. Here's the other half. This is a left side, so that I guess they are left and rights, maybe. Guess we'll see. You got Jim. Here's Jim. I think that's what his name is. Here, let me actually make it look orientated right, but there he is. That pop-up mech is all oily. My hand's all sticky now. And then here is the final piece, the cotton candy bucket. Right now you can see all of the internals and such. There's some lights in there, the mechanism that goes side to side. And then here's the outside of it. The nice red and white pattern bucket. Looks really cool. And then the cotton candy on top. We'll get a better look. And then the ever so giant base. This one's got dust all over it. What's up with that? It's all dusty. Okay, must have been sitting out for a while somewhere. How do you all like the new backdrop? I got rid of the clock. I wanted to put up the cemetery sign here instead. But here is Cotton Candy Dan, still in his plastic, mint condition. No longer to be, because I have them. What's up with these people tying these knots? Alright, here we go. Cotton Candy Dan. There he is, all plastic, no latex, no worrying for dry rot with this one. His mouth, you can kind of see the cutoff here. Honestly, doesn't look that bad for what he is. Kind of blends in pretty nicely. His nose is huge. His hair's all flat, but you can mess it up a little bit to make it look more realistic. But there he is. He's got his hands right here with the stick, and it's all just one piece, all molded together. But yeah, Cotton Candy Dan. His costume's pretty interesting as well. Red, blue, and yellow color combo. Alright, here we got our man Jim, the victim of Cotton Candy Dan. He's got a bunch of pillow stuffing painted pink to look like cotton candy on top. Got the pole on top to snap it into. And then the pop-up mech is a part of Jim here. You got all this mess of wiring and stuff, but overall looks pretty cool. He looks pretty generic, not gonna lie. Could use a facelift, I guess, to make it look a little more cooler, accentuate all the pink and stuff. He looks like he's melting, honestly, and he just doesn't have any bottom teeth. He's just teethless on the bottom. Maybe these are dentures or something. And then I really wanted to show you this out of the bag. This is the barrel or bucket or whatever, and I just love it. It even has texture between the reds and the whites. It's not just one smooth bucket. There's little ridges here, which is cool. And then you get a better look on the inside here, all the mechanics going on. But yeah, this is what I think makes him look so cool. I just love this cotton candy bucket. There's even some padding on the bottom here to move it around on the floor, I guess, to not scratch up the floor. But yeah, there's the bucket. So that's basically everything I wanted to show you out of this stuff. So let's set them up. All right, so I got the base on the ground because where else are you going to put it, you know? You're setting this thing up. What was in this brown box was actually all the support poles. So we are going to just get right into it, I guess. I'm going to be honest with you guys and say that I actually did set up a Cotton Candy Dan already at the Spirit Halloween store that I was working at. So I got a pretty good idea of what goes together here. And right off the bat, I see once again we've got some clearance issues with... Yep. Every year, man, every year. These techie animatronics just can't get this straight sometimes. Like, this won't even go in. This won't go in. Wear it in, I guess. I don't know. There we go. Okay, so those are in. And you've got your shoes right here. They are right and left. And there's notches. There's supposed to be some notches. Is this right? I can't remember. But there's notches on the bottom here. And they're supposed to just slot in for you. I guess we'll soon find out if the barrel fits. I keep calling it a barrel. Alright, so here we go with our barrel. Bucket. There's a... what's this thing's name? Cleaver pin? Clevis pin? Something like that. But there's that. And you got to take it off first. And then you're going to... Ew, why is mine so dirty already? Weird stuff on it, okay. But... you want to take it, and there's a slot in the bucket that you're just going to slide it over, basically. And you just got to line it up. Okay, so moving up here, we're going to take these other support poles and snap lock these into place. And then take the control box module here and slot this into place. Boom, and boom. It only cost one thumb. Next up, every time I don't look at the instructions is the time that it always doesn't go well. That's how it always is. Got to put the pants on now. Oh, there is a front to it. Okay. I wasn't sure. I might have put them on backwards at the other store. I'm not really sure what the difference is at this moment. But now we take this control module and slot it on here. Here we go. Only cost one thumb. Moving up, we just take Dan's torso, and there's a slot right here for it, and we're just going to snap lock it in. There we go. Got it all looking half decent for now. That's fine. Okay, I'm going to try to get this the best angle I can here, but I'm going to unplug this pin right here, and we're going to now insert Jim onto his mechanism. And what the problem is here is there is a zip tie down there. Don't cut that one. There is another zip tie that coils up the wire. I think you are supposed to cut that one. So just remember, if you're setting him up, there's one you cut, one you don't. Now you can't even see what I'm doing, but now I'm just putting the pin back in. Okay, so I ran all the wires that are needed to come out of the bucket here. Yes, I got it right that time. The bucket comes out the back, all these wires. There's like 3 of them. There's a little cutout right there, and then these are probably going to go up the pant leg and plug in the control box area. But now you're going to take this little extra pole and insert it right here on Dan. not Dan, Jim. There we go. And then take the pole with hands and insert this one up here. Just like so. I've seen some people where they forget to plug in the middle pole, and then I don't know if it's a pain to take it off, but I read something in the manual or something saying like, in the event the push pin doesn't come out or blah, blah, blah. So Dan the man is basically all set up right now, and all I got to do is just feed all the wires, plug it in, and then plug in his adapter. So I'll do all that, and I'll get right back to you with his first demo of him. Hopefully he works. I don't know. All right, so he is all plugged in with the wiring. I just got to plug him into the outlet yet. But one thing I want to talk about before we do that is just the wiring on the back here coming from the bucket up the pant leg. It's just a bunch of just wire just dangling around. I really wish there was something that you could do to tidy this up a bit, because I'm just worried picking him up and moving him around that those wires might get snagged or something and pull where you don't want it to get pulled on or whatever. But usually I know that Techie includes like those wire clips, so I'm just wondering why there aren't any included in here, because I think that would have been a nice thing to just add, just to have an extra measure of support on the wire. But that's the only thing I have found wrong with him at this point, and I don't even know if it's necessarily wrong. But now let's just plug him in here and see if he retracts. I hope he does. Are you going to do something? Retract. Maybe he was on already. Yeah, I think it was on already, and I turned him off. Do something. There we go. He's going down. Slowly. Okay, so he's ready to go. I don't know if he's on sensor or what right now. I don't really like that you can kind of see him in there.
Attention,
oh, there we go.
Kiddos. Attention all kiddos.
Love the bucket too. Glows. There we go. He's working.
Anyone here?
And I love that sound. It sounds like bones breaking or something. But yeah, that retraction time is very long. But I like the bucket glowing. That's pretty cool. And then here's one thing I want to show you, which I find funny, but he will talk with as if him screaming. Here. You'll see. It's like that's like Jim, but it's him. So it's like an overlook on the manufacturer's part, but it's kind of funny. Maybe he's a puppeteer or a ventriloquist or just a bad ventriloquist. I don't know. Maybe he's making Jim's voice. But there he is. Now I guess we can just do a little demo of him at night. Yeah, let's do that. I don't even know how many sayings he's got. I'm sure his box tells me. But I will just cycle through the sayings and then end with my closing thoughts. So here we go.
Get your cotton candy here. We've added some new ingredients. I think you're gonna like it. Attention all kiddos. Attention all kiddos. I found a lost parent. He belongs to anyone here? Better be careful walking around at this place. You can get in all kinds of sticky situations here. Yum, yum, yum! Sometimes it's sweet, sometimes it's not. One thing I'll tell you though, it'll do more than rot your teeth out. Get your cotton candy here. We've added some new ingredients. think you're gonna like it.
So there is Dan the Cotton Candy Man. He is a pretty cool prop. For the price, it's, I think, I don't really know what goes into manufacturing these things and what the return on investment necessarily is, like what their profit margin is. But with all things considered, there's a lot going for him here. He's got mouth movement, side movement, as well as the pop-up mech. And I'm sure the pop-up mech itself has a lot of engineering going into it. I know they've used it for over and over, but that's a complicated little piece of machinery right there, for me at least. But the detail, they didn't really cut corners to say, especially in like the bucket or the shoes. The shoes are nice heavy-duty plastic. Everything here is heavy-duty plastic. Heavy-duty plastic molded face with another plastic molded jaw right here. The hair as well. I didn't even mess it up for the demo video, but the costume is the only thing I would say looks fairly cheap on him. I've seen people where they blood up the costume a little more, and I don't really think I'm going to necessarily do that because I want to keep him looking at how he did coming out of the box. You got 2 sets of molded heads as well. It's not just Dan, it's also Jim. But a lot of effort went into this thing, and I think he has potential to being one of the best animatronics that Spirit has this year. He's definitely up there with one of the best, and I would say most durable. This thing will probably last you a while if you take care of him. And like I said before, no worry about dry rot. But that is everything I have to say about Cotton Candy Dan. If you have any opinions or thoughts, please comment them down below. I like hearing what you guys have to say about props like this. I love checking out newer things too, something a lot of more people can relate to, especially this one. I know on the channel there's been a lot of old stuff lately. We're in September now, so we should be getting a good amount of prop videos for newer things. I've got Nibbles the Clown that I want to make a video on, the Graveyard Ghoul. I still haven't, is that even his name? Gravestone Ghoul, the little zombie guy. And then I got the Ringmaster. So those are coming up, so if you are looking forward to that, please consider subscribing. But yeah, that is everything I really have for you in this video, so let me know what you guys think about Cotton Candy Dan. And I want to say thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next video.
Yum, yum, yum. Sometimes it's sweet, sometimes it's not.